morning. Welcome to the sports section with Jacob and Colette. How are you?
Doing good. We're almost to the end of the week.
We are. Baby Friday today, Big Friday tomorrow.
Oh, look at the little Friday.
Look at the little baby Friday. We've got so much to talk about, and I know you know what we want to talk about, but we're not going to start in the N. We're going to start in the O.
This is interesting news coming from the Ontario Hockey League.
Yeah.
So as Dan Gray reported from Go See Online, found out that there's been rumors about a possible 24-game season with 4 city hubs.
Yes.
Now, the O.H.L. commissioner says that they haven't came up with a full plan yet, but they'll be working together with the teams and health organizations to try to find a safe way to do this.
Yes. And I know that there's been some social media frenzy over this about just from fans here in the Sault, wondering what is the point if we start between April 2nd and the 4th to get our Greyhounds back on the ice and the O back up. But I mean, there is some validation to that because we got to highlight our players in the O to get to the end, right?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Like, these players need a chance to play, so they can try to make their bid to make it into the NHL.
Absolutely, it's their time.
I'm thinking for the hub cities, they're going to split this into 4 different regions. So I'm guessing London,
That's probably
Sudbury or Sault Ste. Marie, Kingston, and or Hamilton or Barrie.
okay. Well, Hamilton and Barrie are our hometown, and the Sault's our current hometown. So let's hope.
Reason why I'm saying these cities, all of them are kind of in a pocket of a group of teams. So I think that would work the best. And another reason why I'm avoiding the GTA is I don't know if they're going to want to risk in the GTA and also just the cost of the GTA versus these other cities.
Yeah, for sure. I know that GTA just opened up their restaurants for the NHL players now when they're in Toronto or in these cities that they can access in dining restaurants. Perhaps, with this, everything's opening back up next week.
But the interesting with that is the NHL says the teams in Canada cannot do indoor dining.
Oh. So
even though the government says they can.
Okay. Well, perhaps the feds should work with the provs to help the municipalities. But that's another story for another day. How about do you have anything else on the O.H.L. you'd like to talk about?
The only thing I want to say is that the one other note that I thought of are the USA teams.
Okay.
I think that might be a bit of a tricky one. I think those teams are going to have to come to Ontario and stay here.
Okay.
As I don't see us going, they're not letting the NHL cross the border. There's no way in whatever they're going to let the OHL do it.
They're not going to do it for the NHL. They're not going to do so. Okay, I can't hold it in anymore. Jacob, I have a question for you. What did I say yesterday on Wednesday, February the 10th, about the game in the evening against the Leafs against that Montreal team? That's okay. We have it right here. I'm going 4-2 Leafs.
I'm saying 2-1 Leafs.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really low scoring. I think both goalies are going to play really strong.
All right, but that fourth goal, just so you know, will be an open netter because Montreal's going to try and win. Anyways.
Well, you were right. You called it right to the T, 4-2 Toronto.
With the overtime, with the fourth goal as a
empty netter.
And the crowd goes
You win
wild.
this round. You win this round. I'll
I
buy
know
you a
my
coffee,
Leafs.
but before January 3rd, 2024.
That's fine. You always get me coffee. Okay, let's analyze this game.
So, the reason why the Leafs won this game, we go back to yesterday as well with their keys to victory. They did have a lot of smart plays coming in and out of their zone. They didn't necessarily start on time, but they didn't start too late. They got like 10 minutes late to class versus an hour.
They still showed up for class.
The biggest thing for me was depth scoring.
Okay.
Travis Dermott gets his first goal of the season on a nice dominating shift. A minute and 45 seconds in the offensive zone straight. Montreal just couldn't get a line change. Dermott gets a sweet goal on a goal I think Price would like to have back, but that's another thing.
Yeah.
Mikheyev as well getting his first goal of the season, which I love seeing the depth scoring from Toronto. Matthews didn't get a goal. He got an assist, so his point streak's still alive at 11 games.
Yep.
But goal streak's over. It was nice to see. And Justin Hall, his first goal of the season as well.
It's great to see all these first goals, though.
It is. I love it with Toronto. This game it wasn't the big boys getting the job done, which is really what they needed. And they had, I would say, strong goaltending. Anderson was shaky at times.
Yeah.
Looked like he was fighting the puck a lot this game. I'm saying that as Sportsnet named him first star of the game. But the way I looked at it, both goals he let in, he was a bit out of position. I'm wondering if he's just maybe overtired because, they're just refusing to play Hutchinson. They're just pretending that they don't have another goalie.
Yeah.
Which I completely disagree with that. I get Hutchinson's not Anderson or Campbell, but Anderson, you're going to burn him out for what? Just, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. So what about the Habs? What do you think their performance was?
Well, the Habs did some things right. They did shut down Matthews and Marner.
That's what they had to do. You said that yesterday.
They had to do that. And they were playing hard.
Yeah.
Except Toronto's speed was, I feel, working against Montreal's forecheck.
Yeah.
They scored first. But it was a weird one. Price made some brilliant saves, but again,
awesome.
I think he would like a couple of those goals back.
Oh, I'm sure he wants 2 of them back for sure.
I think the one by Justin Hall
Yeah.
and the one by Travis Dermott. I thought Mikheyev was a nice goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the empty netter, he should have been on the ice. Come on, Price. No, I'm just kidding. But
I called that. We just want to talk
you
about
did.
that. Okay,
You
sorry.
did. You called it.
Just highlighting that. Okay. All right.
Don't let her confidence get too high, okay?
Red Wings versus the Preds. Who'd they play last night? Or the Panthers?
They played the Panthers last night. I think the Red Wings, they need to be happy with the way they played against the Panthers in their little mini-series. They split the mini-series. The first game they won 4-1.
Yeah.
Second one they lost 2-1.
Yeah.
I think they got to be happy with that if you're a Red Wings fan, because we all know sort of like, I won't mention the name because she'll get very upset, but the Wings are another rebuilding team. So I feel for the Wings, even if they're losing, they just need to be playing well. And if they're playing well, I think they need to be happy.
Okay. All right. Well, my son's a Detroit Red Wings fan, but as you know, the other son and myself are the Leafs fans, so we won't have that matchup this year.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's okay. All right, let's switch over to the courts.
Raptors had a big win, 137 to 115.
Okay.
Norman Powell, this guy was on fire. Like, someone get the fire extinguisher. 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. I like to call him starter Powell or playoff Powell. He was dialed in.
No, that's awesome.
And that's something the Raptors need.
Yeah, I
because
can
you know
watch
what? They don't have that star power that they did during that playoff run, but they still have a lot of depth in their lineup. And it wasn't just Powell who played a great game. Pascal Siakam with 26 points.
Yeah,
Van Fleet with a respectable 14 points, and Lowry with 21 points.
hey, there's your Lowry.
But I like seeing of that out of your starting 5, 4 of them were in double digits. And I think that's huge for Toronto because with still OG Anunoby being out with an injury, you need guys like Powell and Van Vliet and Lowry and Siakam to pick up the slack.
Yeah, to have him out, it hurts the lineup for sure.
It does, because you know what? He's such a strong two-way player.
Yeah.
One thing I still would like to see from the Raptors I didn't see in this game, the rebounding was even, but they were still out-rebounded in their own end, which is something I don't like to see. They only had 9 offensive rebounds, while the Wizards had 12. That's something we still need to fix. And I still think, as we talked about yesterday, I think they need to get that star center still to really make a push. But they're up to either 5th or 6th in the conference. So.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to wrap this things up. I will say, though, that we received something about the Raptors to keep calling Tampa home for the rest of the season. And on that season, the second half of it will be available later this month, mid-March through mid-May. The playoffs will run from mid-May through mid-July. Straight from the NBA. We actually, there were on TSN, just before we went live here, we found out the Arizona Coyotes announced that Steve Sullivan has been removed in his position as assistant GM.
That surprises me.
Yeah, so we'll have more on that when we have more time to look into that, but we want to let you know that we know and we're looking into it. What else do you have before we go back to the news?
I think that's everything, but you really do got to do some news.
Yes, I do.
I know we're having fun here.
Absolutely, always.
Colette will be right back with more news right after this.